Good morning. I'm Stuart Dorby, and I am the energy correspondent for Mirador Television. I'm also the editor and publisher of greenbarrel.com, a website which tries to increase investment in renewable energy. Today, I'm going to talk about Boris's energy supply and energy supply document, which we think is going to be released tomorrow. But to get there, I have to wind back to last time I spoke to you and how we got into this fix about our supply. Back in the day, the Ukraine imbroglio highlighted the fact that Russia controls 40% of gas that goes to Western Europe. It therefore has a dominance. Now, various countries, each country is varied. Germany gets 2/3 of its gas from Russia, France 17%, Netherlands 25%, Spain 10%. Britain, however, only gets 5% of its gas from Russia. The rest comes from Norway, and the dwindling, but still maintaining gas from the North Sea and onshore Britain, and also from Qatar, which sends us LNG, they provide natural gas. You might think in that situation we're not worried about Putin turning the lights off, but in fact we are in an global energy price situation, and as we all know, it has gone up exponentially. So how do we get into a situation where we are dominated by Russia because the price has gone up so high? Well, various people have their views on this. One is Dieter Helm, the professor of energy at Oxford University, and is an advisor to the government. And he said the problem is that computing has been able to do this because we have failed to invest enough in green energy. If we had invested in wind farms earlier, if we had brought in air heat pumps, and if we had brought on storage of energy, we wouldn't have had any dominance from Putin. But we wouldn't have had any dominance. But that being the case, I can never prove this, but I wonder whether Boris has actually taken note of what Dieter Helm had said, and might say in his document or his document tomorrow that to get rid of the dominance from Russia and to ensure the security of energy, we need to go green. So he has told us, or we think he's told us, that he's found, after a tussle with his Chancellor of the Exchequer and the business secretary, he's got £160 billion to actually develop wind power and, wait for it, nuclear. And, what seems to be likely to happen is that we have got 1 gigawatt of power, of electricity, of a gigawatt of electricity which could be supplied. And if they put out some offshore wind farms, that would go up to 40 gigawatts. But also, apart from that, there are contracts for difference whereby onshore wind farms can actually produce another 24 gigawatts of possible electricity. That means just about every house in the entire country could be supplied with power and heat. It makes you wonder somehow why we're bothered with nuclear plants. But, well, nuclear is rather a naughty word because of all the waste and the fact and the cost. But when we talk about nuclear, we're not talking about these huge monsters on the sea like Hinkley Point, which is on the Somerset. We're talking about smart SMRs, which are called small modular reactors. These can produce something like under 300 megawatts power, which compares with 3,200 from Hinkley Point. And not only, but Rolls-Royce is the company here which is most likely to start making these things. And they have got an idea that within 4 years they're going to have an SMR which can produce 470 megawatts of electricity. And that means that, like tin cans, cars, and other metal things can be manufactured in a factory. And that is where we are now. But I might be wrong. Let's wait and see what Boris says. Thanks very much.